Now, in an intermediate class, you might be wondering how can you address percent when it comes to giving a question that looks like this, where it says that you should convert 6 out of 30 in this particular style. And in order for you to address this, remember that for grade 7 that we are going to be addressing percent in a different way compared to that of grade 8, and we're going to show you 3 ways, where in the first way we are going to be looking at just for grade 7, and while for grade 8 there are 2 ways to address it. Now for grade 7 we need to know that yes, both of them alongside that for grade 8 comes from the idea that yes, for percent it means that we are determining a specific value out of 100, and what that means now is that this ratio here is equal to the ratio between 6 and 30. And so once you're able to accomplish this, we are going to now see how this idea is going to be applied to grade 7 and how this will be built on to move over to grade 8. And so for grade 7 we have the following. Since for grade 7 we addressed the concept known as proportions, we are going to apply proportions to this question in terms of the strategy. And so this here is going to be determining what the scale factor is going from one number to the next number, and this method is going to be applicable in the same direction, heading to determining the unknown value, which is in this case represented as how much out of 100 is 6 out of 30. And so in this case, going from 30 to 6, we're going to be dividing 30 by 5, and that means that we're going to do the same thing on the other side of the fraction, going from 100 to the unknown value, which in this case is we're going to divide the 100 by 5. Therefore our question mark is equal to 100 divided by 5, which 5 is our scale factor, to give us what? 20. Therefore, since we know that 20 over 100 is a fraction out of 100, we know that anything over 100 is equal to anything percent. And so this is how you address percent by converting a fraction given, and this is where you address it in grade 7. On the flip side, looking at how we're going to look at this from a grade 8 perspective, in order for you to approach it, we're going to show you 2 ways by which you can deliver this particular method. And so the second way is as follows for grade 8. And now, since we have our equal ratios, we are going to introduce our unknown value and represent it in terms of a variable, because by grade 8 they should know what variable is, which is what is the number that is represented as the letter, in this case x. And therefore, by introducing proportions, which you addressed in grade 8 from the second method from our previous video, we are going to know that we're going to multiply our 100 by our 6, and that means that our x is equal to 100 times 6, and our result we're going to divide by 30, which is coming from the fact that 30 is multiplied by x. And so what that happens is that we're going to divide both sides by 30, and that results in the following, where 30s cancels each other out on the left side of the equal sign, while on the right side we know that 0 cancels 0, and we have 3 divided by 3, which gives us 1, and 6 divided by 3 gives us 2, and that means that our x is equal to what? 10 times 2. And so this results in our value for x to be equal to 20. Therefore, we can now address our sentence that since we know that 20 over 100 is our other fraction, we are going to now write these in percent form, which is equal to 20%, because anything over 100 is anything percent. So this is the first method by which we can address percent for your grade 7 class. However, for the other method, it builds on the sentence structure that you are given right over here, which is as follows. And the other method here, which is shown right here based on the question, implies the following: that we are going to first convert this ratio that is provided here to what? A fraction. And so this here shows that we are going to know that 6 ratio 30 is the same thing as what? 6 over 30. And this here 2% means that we are going to be multiplying this fraction by 100 over 1. And so that means that the students can either just multiply the numerators together over multiplying the denominators together to get the new denominator and then reduce to the lowest term, or they can just reduce right away from here. And so reducing right away from here implies that we are going to go through another route, which is, you can say 6 divided by 6 1, 30 divided by 6 gives us 5, and then 5 divided by 5 1, and 100 divided by 5 gives us 20. Therefore our answer here is equal to 20%, because 1 multiplied by 20 equals 20 over 1 times 1 gives us 1, and that is equal to 20%. So these are the 3 methods by which we can convert from a ratio question to percent, where we see that we have 2 methods for grade 8 students and how this is built from their understanding at grade 7 level. So I hope you found this informative. Let me hear your suggestions in the comment section, by the way, but down below. But that way we can talk to you soon. See you all on the next one. Stay smart as always and believe in yourselves.